All right, Padres Dodgers this weekend at Petco Park. Excuse if I don't look the best or sound the best. Coughing, sneezing, so just bear with me. But three interesting matchups, pitching matchups this weekend. Dodgers, obviously, we know how good they have been this season. And you look at the record, and they're already, 6.5 games, I think? They're 26 and 13. They're 6.5 games up on the Padres for first place in the NL West. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. The Padres are 6-4. The Dodgers, they have won 7 consecutive games. They just got to have a series against the Miami Marlins, and they swept the Braves before that, which that's definitely not the Marlins. So, like, the Dodgers, they're definitely playing good baseball. It's not like they're facing all bad opponents. And then they won that last game 8-0 against the D-backs. So, winning streak, they had a day off just like the Padres had a day off yesterday. It's a tough team. We know that. Will Smith, who called Jerks and Profar irrelevant, we know Profar is not irrelevant. He's been the Padres' best offensive player. Will Smith, a 154 OPS plus. Freddie Freeman, 148. Mookie Betts, 186. Max Muncy, 158. Teoscar Hernandez, 137. Shohei Ohtani is in another planet right now. 103 OPS. His OPS plus is 209, with league average being 100. So he's just out of this world. Andy Pages. I'm probably just botching that name, but he is a prospect that was called up by the Dodgers, and he's hitting 308. He has an OPS plus of 140. He is off to a good start in his Dodgers tenure. So look, it's the same Dodgers, right? They bring up these young guys, and it seems like almost all of them come up and they immediately can impact that team. But if we're going to look at this glass half full, the Padres, they have been competitive against the Dodgers. You could look at the Dodgers record and all that and all their performers and be like, oh, well, definitely shouldn't be winning this series. But you look at the Padres, it wasn't that long ago, mid April, where they took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. They were competitive. They've been competitive in pretty much every matchup with the Dodgers this season. So, really, when these two teams face each other, throw the record out the window. And so, like, that's what I'm doing here. And you look at the Padres, they're coming off of a series win against the Cubs, a series win against the D-backs. Like, we're playing good baseball as well. So we deserve our respect. I know Dodger fans, they're probably going to laugh at the Padres and be like, "Oh, you're a 500 team. You're not a good baseball team." But if you've been watching the Padres this year, sure, there's been some concerning moments, but there's also been good moments as well where you feel like this team is different, and it's May 10th. It's not like it's September 10th and you look at the record and they're 500. There's a long way to go here where they can improve that record. We can have more confidence in this team. Friday, so later tonight, Glasnow against King. Saturday, Paxton against Waldron. Sunday, Bueller against Darvish. Um, some would say, yeah, well, we're definitely not going to be winning on Saturday with Waldron on the mound, but he pitched well against the Dodgers the last time at Dodger Stadium. So, really, I think people that are saying that about Waldron, it's more like recency bias. Oh, he struggled in his last outing, so you just don't have the confidence in him. Uh, I'm not saying he's going to go dominate the Dodgers, but all it takes is for Waldron to be on his game with the knuckleball and then hitting his spots, and you can have a good outing. So we'll see what they get out of Waldron on Saturday. As for today, obviously the key, keep the ball in the ballpark. Don't be giving up the home runs. And Michael King, we know that he is coming off a good outing, right? That was his last outing against the Diamondbacks, I want to say. Yeah, so it was against the D-backs. 6 innings, no earned runs, no walks. Lowered his ERA from 5 to 4.29. So what I liked there was not giving up the free passes. And especially against a team like the Dodgers, not giving up the free passes is so important because quickly, if you give up free passes, that inning could spiral into, a really bad inning, and then you lose the game right there in that inning because the offense maybe gets put into a huge hole, right? So, stay in the strike zone. Obviously, though, you don't want to be throwing meatballs because then that can become an issue with this Dodgers lineup. Bueller Darvish on Sunday. That's going to be an interesting matchup because Bueller just returned and Darvish, he is 2 starts in off the IL. But we know that both guys are talented pitchers. The Dodgers, though, they have a lot of experience facing Darvish. Padres have experience facing Walker Bueller, but they haven't faced Bueller in a while because Bueller obviously has been out for a while. So I wonder what to expect from this Padres lineup against Bueller on Sunday. That's going to be interesting. Um, when we talk about this series on Sunday evening, I think is when the next live show. Whether the Padres win the series, lose the series, this is not going to be like, oh, okay, this is everything. Padres season, they're not going to the postseason if they get swept or they lose the series or, it's just a bad series, bad taste in our mouth. We're probably not going to be sitting here saying, okay, season, that's it. This is really who they are. It's 3 games. Let's look at the sample size so far. They're not a great team, the Padres, right now, but they're not a bad team either. So I get it. It's the Dodgers, but it's also 3 games. We got to remember that. So yeah, it should be a fun series though. Dodgers, Padres. There's always that discussion about Padres fans. Don't give your tickets to Dodger fans. I'm more on that train in the postseason. I don't really care now. We can let Dodger fans be at Petco Park, whatever. You know, I understand season ticket holders if they're like, hey, I can get a big profit from these games, selling these games, then do it. Like at the end of the day, the Padres have to perform well on the field. That's what we care about. That's what's going to dictate this series, not how many Dodger fans compared to Padre fans are in the stands.